Hello friends, and we continue to study gerunds and infinitives, and here we have an exercise to an enough plus infinitive, and it says complete the sentences by choosing from the words in italics. These are the words in italics. Use to or enough for an infinitive. Number 1 and number 2 are done. I'm not strong enough. Remember, adjective enough we use. I'm not strong enough to lift a refrigerator. 2. Most people are too weak. 2 plus adjective. Remember, adjective precedes enough. That means adjectives come before enough or after to. Most people are too weak to lift a refrigerator without help. Now pause the video and then do the rest of the exercise, please. 3. I was too busy to answer the phone. I let it keep ringing. Remember, keep, after keep, gerund, if you want to use the verb. Until the caller gave up. That means stopped. We got to the concert early enough, adjective enough, to get good seats. My suitcase is too full to hold any more clothes. Daha fazla elbise almayacak kadar. My suitcase isn't large enough to hold all the clothes I want to take on my trip. All the clothes which I want to take. Remember, adjective clause. Joe's car is big enough to get it should be more than. Okay, Joe's car is big enough to get more than 5 people. Bob's bag is big enough to hold his course books. This food is too salty to eat. Bu yemek yenmeyecek kadar. My brother is old enough to join the army. Orduya ya da askere gidecek kadar yaşlı. Now here again to and enough plus infinitive. But here we need to complete the sentences with our own words. Şimdi kendi kelimelerimizle bunları tamamlıyoruz. But first, pause the video and then complete the sentences, but you'd better write them down in a piece of paper. Okay, here are my sentences, and yours, of course, could be different from my sentences. Well, anyway, number 1, I'm too short to play basketball. I'm not tall enough to reach the shelf top. I'm not strong enough to push the car. Arabayı itmek. Last night I was too tired to have dinner, so I went straight to bed. Akşam yemeği yemeyecek kadar yorgundum. Yesterday I was too busy to go and see my grandma. A Mercedes-Benz is too expensive for many people to buy. Birçok insan için alamayacak kadar. I don't have enough money to buy a tablet or iPad or desktop or laptop, whatever, or a car. Yesterday, I didn't have enough time to stop by and talk to you. A teenager is old enough to ride a bike, but too young to drive a truck, kamyon. I know enough English to read, but not enough to speak to a foreigner. Okuyacak kadar ancak bir yabancıyla konuşacak kadar değil. Now we have a little bit longer exercise in here. First, let's go and try to do the exercise until 15, and then we'll do the next. And it says gerunds versus infinitives, and complete the sentences with the words in parentheses. Use gerund or infinitive. Number 1 and number 2 are done. It is difficult for me to remember phone numbers. Remember, adjective. It is difficult for me to remember, an infinitive. My cat is good at catching mice. Good at gerund, remember, mice. Now pause the video please and then complete the sentences. Okay, number 3, I bought a newspaper to look at the ads for apartments for rent. Ads, advertisements, reklamlar. Purpose, bir amaç. So, infinitive. Tourists like to go or going. Both are possible in here. But after go, if you want to use a verb, should be gerund all the time, remember. Tourists like to go swimming, or tourists like going swimming in the warm ocean in Hawaii. You have to keep breaking your heart until it opens. After keep, we use gerund. Yani ne demek? Kalbin açılana kadar diyor, kırmaya devam edeceksin. Hillary talked about going. This is preposition. So, gerund, to graduate school. This is the purpose. Sarah found out what was happening by listening. After by, if you want to use verb, gerund, remember, yaparak, ederek. I think you remember this. Carefully to everything that was said. Denen her şeyi. Children, warning, burada bir uyarı var. Stop drawing pictures on the tablecloth. Masa örtüsüne. Stop. After stop, we use gerund. Professor Amani has a strong accent. It is difficult for his students. So it is difficult. It is this. You remember this structure. We need to use infinitive to understand him. He needs to improve his pronunciation. Aksan yani bu accent. Telaffuz. If he wants to be a good lecturer, lecturing, gerund, isim olarak kullanıyoruz. İsim fiil. Lecturing requires good communication skills. Lecture yani konuşma, yapma, işi. Hi, I'm home. Welcome back. I'm home yani eve geldim anlamında. Welcome back. Did you have a good trip, or did you have a good trip? Yes, thanks. How is everything? How are my goldfish? Remember, plural, fish. I hope you didn't forget to feed them. Forget, infinitive. Oh my gosh. Evet, tehlike var. Aman Allah'ım. Dan's goldfish died when he was away on a trip because his roommate forgot to feed them. Dan is considering getting. Consider takes gerund. Any roommate. My friend Akihiko has goldfish in a pond in his garden. Pond, small hole full of water. He enjoys feeding, enjoy gerund, them one by one with chopsticks. Wow. Michelle Ying Ko works 16 hours a day to earn enough money. Purpose, infinitive. Another purpose, to take care of her elderly parents and her 3 children. That's good. That's nice. I mean, wish all we could do it hepimiz böyle yapabilsek. Yani we need to take care of our elderly parents and also kids if we have. It takes care, patience, and a little luck to take a really good photograph of wildlife. Yani doğada iyi bir resim çekmek neyi gerektiriyor? Dikkat, sabır ve biraz da şans. 15. No matter how wonderful a trip is, belki bu kalıbı görmemiş olabiliriz. Yani bir seyahat ne kadar iyi olursa olsun anlamında. It is always good. It is, remember, to get back home. Eve gelmek çok iyi. And sleep in one's own bed. Infinitive, infinitive. But here we don't have to repeat to again. Normally it is to get back home and to sleep. But the first time if we use to, that's enough. If you want to use other verbs in the same way. Now look at rest of the exercise and then again complete the sentences using infinitive or gerund. Number 16. Quit staring at the phone. That means stop. Gerund. Greg isn't going to call. I keep thinking the phone will ring any second. Keep gerund. I don't mean to be unsympathetic and sevimsiz. But I think you'd better forget about Greg. It is over. Bitti. Tamamdır. It's important to your health for you to work. It is adjective, infinitive. To work at a job if you like. If you hate going to your job or to go to your job, both are possible. You should seriously think about looking for a different kind of job. Preposition, adjective, gerund. The stress of doing, remember, preposition, gerund, doing work you hate, day in and day out, can damage your health. Day in and day out, gün be gün. Asking others, here gerund we use as subject and noun. Asking others about themselves and their lives is one of the secrets of getting along with other people. If you want to make and keep friends, it is important to be sincerely interested in other people's lives. Careful, life, singular, lives, plural. Keep forgetting to call. Keep takes gerund, forget takes infinitive. My friend Louis, I'd better write myself a note. I like to travel or traveling to out of the way places. I don't like to go or going to usual tourist places when I'm on holiday. Large bee colonies have 80,000 workers. These worker bees must visit 50 million flowers to make purpose 1 kilogram or 2.2 pounds of honey. Wow, that's a lot of work. It's no wonder that busy as a bee is a common expression. Evet, şimdi İngilizce'de yaygın bir ifade var. Çok böyle çalışan kişiye busy as a bee, arı gibi çalışıyor. Busy as a bee. Exercise is good for you. why don't you walk up the stairs instead of preposition taking the elevator? Asansör. Stop cracking. Stop, quit, same meaning, remember. Those nuts with your teeth. Nuts dedi burada ceviz, fındık, badem türü şeylere nuts diyorlar. Here, al diyor. Here, al. Use a nut cracker. Do you want to be toothless? Dişsiz demek. By the time you're 30. When you're 30. 30'unda. Different cultures have different gestures. Hareket biliyorsunuz bunlar. When North Americans meet someone, they usually offer a strong handshake and look the other person's straight in the eye. El sıkışıyor ve direkt insanın gözüne bakıyor. In some countries, however, but it is impolite to shake hands firmly. Sıkı bir şekilde el sıkışmak impolite, yani kibar olmayan bir hareket. And looking a person in the eye, this is another sentence. Looking a person in the eye is equally rude, kaba. Here we can use to look also, because this part has nothing to do with this one, or it is impolite with this one. This is different sentence. That's why I'm looking and bakma. How close do you stand to another person when you're speaking? North Americans prefer to stand or standing just a little less than an arm's length from someone. Arada biraz mesafe olsun istiyor. Many people in the Middle East and Latin America like to move or moving in closer than that during a conversation. Yani Orta Doğu insanı biraz daha yakın olmak ister konuşurken. Smiling at another person is a universal cross-cultural gesture. Evrensel bir ifade, gülümseme. Everyone throughout the world understands the meaning of a smile. Smile. Now, error analysis, and read the sentences and correct the errors if there is any. Var ise hataları düzeltmeye bakın. Number one, it says, do you enjoy to go to the zoo? But it should be, do you enjoy going, not to go? Because we use gerund with enjoy, or after the enjoy we use just gerund. Pause the video and then correct the errors, please. Number two, I went to the store to get some toothpaste. Purpose. Did you go shopping? After go, we use gerund. I usually go to the cafeteria to get a cup of coffee in the morning. Purpose, we use infinitive. But needed to go. Need takes infinitive. Downtown yesterday. I cut the rope with a knife. We use with an instrument. Bir aletle with kullanıyoruz. I thank him for driving me to the airport. Thank someone for doing something. It is difficult to learn a second language. It is important to get an education. It is adjective, infinitive. Timmy isn't old enough. Wait a second, I made a mistake in here. When typing sometimes I make mistakes, sorry for that. Yani yazarken bazen hata yapabiliyorum. Özür dilerim şimdiden. Timmy isn't old enough to get married. Adjective, enough, infinitive. Do you want to go swimming? Go swimming, go gerund again tomorrow. I went to the bank to cash a check. Purpose. I was too sleepy to finish my homework last night. It is easy to do this exercise. It is adjective, infinitive structure. Last night I was too tired to do my homework. I've never gone sailing, but I would like to. Reading is one of my hobbies. Verb hobby. Countable noun. So gerund. The man began to build. Be careful. Infinitive, verb base, a wall around his garden. I like to travel because you learn a lot. Or I like traveling because you learn a lot. If you want to use too much, then after too much, we need to use a noun. Too much coffee, too much rice, something like that. But a lot about other countries and cultures. Instead of settling down in one place, bir yere yerleşmektense, I'd like to travel around the world. That's a different idea. Bu da farklı bir fikir. My grandmother likes fishing or likes to fish, or my grandmother likes to go fishing or going fishing. Mary would like to have a big family. Would like to, verb 1. Okay. Now, friends, and we've just finished gerunds and infinitives in here. And in the next course, we're going to study a different subject. Now, we have a reading passage in here and the question about the reading passage. Verbal device. Verbal is a private name, özel bir isim. Device. Şimdi arkadaşlar bu kalıbı görmedik ancak işte bilge verbal derken bu bilgeyle ilgili kendi sıfatını isimlerden sonra, özel isimlerden sonra kullanıyoruz ve the diyoruz. Mesela diyelim ki ne? Butcher, kasap. İşte kasap Mahmut derken dikkat edin. Mahmut the butcher diye kullanılır. Onun kendine ait yaptığı işi, mesleği belirten bir sıfat ise. Bu da böyle bir sıfat olduğu için verbal device, yani bilge verbal. One day a rich merchant. Merchant is someone who buys and sells things or makes trade. Yani tüccar. Came to Birbal. He said to Birbal, I have 7 servants in my house. Servant is a person who serves somebody. Hizmetçi. One of them has stolen my bag of precious pearls. Please find out the thief. Pearl is some kind of white, round, shiny object. Most of the time it is found in some sea creatures. And ladies, they put it on a string and then put it around their necks as an ornament. Süs eşyası olarak. So, Birbal went to the rich man's house. He called all the 7 servants in a room. He gave a stick to each one of them. Stick, çubuk. Then he said, these are magic sticks. Just now, all these sticks are equal in length. Keep them with you and return tomorrow. If there is a thief in the house, his stick will grow an inch longer by tomorrow. Good tactic. The servant who stole the bag of pearls was scared. He thought, if I cut a piece of 1 inch from my stick, I won't be caught. Passive. I won't be caught, or they will not catch me. So he cut the stick and made it shorter by 1 inch. The next day, Birbal collected the sticks from the servants. He found that one servant's stick was short by 1 inch. Birbal pointed his finger at him and said, "Here is the thief." The servant confessed to his crime. Confess, admit, or reveal or say the truth to his crime. He returned the bag of pearls. He was sent to jail. Passive. Be careful. I think you understand the reading passage, but if you don't know some words or the meaning of some words, please consult your dictionary first and pause the video and then read the passage using a dictionary. Now the questions. Actually, not the question, but the statements. True or false. Now read the sentences and then circle the correct choice. The word in the second line, precious, means something valuable. Precious. Precious, that's true. It's değerli anlamında. Birbal invited all the 7 men to his own house. This is false, as he visited the rich man's house. All men were given a stick each. That's true. As Birbal gave them stick each, her birine birer çubuk. Birbal find out the thief easily. That's true. As just time pointed his finger at him, and here is the thief. The thief was sent to jail with the bag of pearls. This is false. Just the thief himself was sent to jail. Sadece hırsızın kendisi gönderiliyor. Now, everyday English. Ray and David are talking. Hello, stranger. How are things? Fine, thanks. How about you? Great. But what are you doing here? We never see you in the canteen. Present tense, general thing. That's right. I always make sandwiches and eat them at my desk. But I didn't have time to make any this morning. So you decided to grab a bite to eat here. That's right. So would you recommend from today's short order menu? Grab a bite means go and take something quickly. Hemen gidip alıverme. Bir şey yemek için. Short order menu, quick menu, or fast food, some kind of fast food menu. Okay, now, as I told you before, just before, we've finished infinitives and gerunds, and next time we are going to study a different subject, so see you next time.